by the time the intro is done.
The New York Jets shuffle on the defensive line continued today as the team shipped off Derek Nottie, who signed with the team in free agency, all the way back to his home in Kansas City in exchange for a 6th or 7th round pick swap in 2027. Plus, the cuts continue to pile up in Florham Park, with Cutdown Day being just 2 days away. Jamin Davis, a surprise cut. Adrian Martinez, he's officially out the door, along with 17 others. We'll talk about that right here on the Next Gen Jets Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the show. I'm Connor Long. Those are my co-hosts, Chris Grasso, Josh Woolever, Jack Cotter, set to join us shortly here on the show. Chris, Josh, second night in a row we're doing this. We're talking about another trade for the Jets, shipping off Derek Nottie. And Jeremy Fowler, who reported the Nottie news, proceeded to follow that up with the fact that the Jets could be making more trades in the next few days, highlighting offensive tackle Carter Warren as a player to watch on the trade block. Chris, how you doing? And Darren Muji continuing to operate those phones, baby.
You're muted, Chris.
Hold on. There we go. We good now?
Yeah, we got you.
I was saying, let Muji cook. I'm in. I like what we're seeing. I'm excited to break it down to you guys.
Josh.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I'm pretty sure, I don't have the record straight on this, but I'm pretty sure this is my first back-to-back night with you boys on the Next Gen Jets Show, so couldn't be happier to do it back-to-back. Connor, hope you're enjoying the vacation over there in Italy, and happy that Darren Muji is continuing to stay active on the trade block. I don't think Derek Nottie would have made this team's 53-man roster, so get even just a little bit of value while you can on the trade block as you ship him back to KC. So I think he recognized where the Jets were weak heading into this week, made 2 moves to bring some guys in, felt that Nottie was on the outside of this roster, and shipped him off and got a little value there. So no issues whatsoever. Excited to break things down, and roster day is only 2 days away now.
Well, we appreciate all you guys tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button and hit subscribe down below, because it is completely free and it helps us grow significantly right here on the channel. You guys got any questions? You got any comments? You got any thoughts? Load all of those up in the chat. You guys call into the show with the pinned comment, pinned link at the top of the chat. Our membership details on our membership raffle, details on that down below. We're giving away a sauce. We are giving away a Sauce Gardner signed jersey, a Garrett signed helmet, a Wade Corbett signed jersey, a CJ Mosley signed jersey, a Bart Scott signed photo, a Todd Maynard signed photo, and then the front page of the New York Daily News following the Jets' 1969 Super Bowl victory. Details on that for the scrolling ticker. down below. Every $2 super chat or a gifted membership gives you an entry. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. We appreciate all of your support right here on Next Gen Jets. Put out a video here on the channel earlier today that popped off. We almost got 2,000 views, our most viewed video here on the show. The live stream last night was great with membership, super chats, engagement. So super, super happy to see this platform continue to grow, and super happy to see this platform continue to evolve as we approach our second full season right here on NY Flight Jets Talk, covering the show, and our first on Next Gen Jets. 9 subs away it is from 2,000 subscribers. So just drop down below if you haven't already, hit subscribe, and if you've already subscribed, just hit that like button because that's completely free and it helps dish out the show to more Jet fans, to more users out there. Boy, oh boy, our guy Jake Asman already in the chat, and he makes
Let's go, baby.
with 5 gifted memberships. Jack Cotter has a message for you, Jake.
Hi, I'm Geeky. What is a spotlight with the big black whips with the yof?
Jake, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. As always, if you heard your name, if you hear your name called, thank Jake for the gifted membership. You hate me now. Hep, Slugo, Peter, JB Allen, the Annihilator, all getting gifted memberships from our guy Jake Asman. Shout out to you, Jake. You're the best, my friend. I appreciate the 5 memberships, and I appreciate your support nevertheless here on the show. Always great filling in for you. I know we were texting, but yesterday was definitely the most fun I've had on a show. You know, the beast drops that we were talking about, that's always fun, and the dream, and what an iconic show yesterday. The Michael Nania picture uploaded by Gator McCluskey. By the way, I want to gauge your thoughts on this because Gator McCluskey sent me what I thought was a pretty stout image of Michael Nania, my colleague at Jets X Factor, my guest on the Jake Asman show yesterday. Does this resemble Michael Nania, folks? Thoughts on this picture? Not that at all. Thoughts on
both of them.
Thoughts
Yeah.
on this?
Love what Michael Nania's work on JetX, but that's a kind of accurate description. I'd say personally, it looks kind of just like him. But yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the side by sides here, but I was watching the show yesterday, so I mean, I think this is a pretty accurate representation. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there's a couple details missing, but you know, as far as AI goes, I think that's about as well as you can do.
Absolutely. And I further clarified with Michael himself the reason he didn't like the picture. He didn't think it wasn't accurate of him. He's not a big AI fan. So
okay.
I agree.
that is the reason.
So if it was hand drawn, it would have been fun.
If it was hand drawn, I'm sure the guy would have loved it. Nania is
Hand drawn.
talking to Nania, Jets X Factor, talking to all those different guys, following Nania on Twitter. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell that he's not a big AI fan. So I think that's where the main hatred stemmed from, in that beautiful, in my opinion, creation from Gator McCluskey.
I mean, how AI? There's a story about AI that one I don't know what specifically it was, but one of the bots was about to get deleted
Oh boy, Chris, we're losing.
to
you.
stay alive. So that's a scary scene there.
Yeah, I
mean-
mean it's still developing. That's my thing. Like, I think it's good in certain facets, but overall the model's continuing to develop. And I think there are certain people who rely on it a little too much. And it's like, if you don't fact check anything, if you don't do any double research, that's where I think you draw the line. But like doing it for just quick-witted things, absolutely. But the problem is it's been overused, in my opinion, to an extent where it's pumping out non-factual content at a point, and that's where it's concerning, and that's where people have to double check and do the
It'll evolve.
research. And
It'll
it
evolve.
absolutely, I mean, it's still a newer
Just
model.
started.
It's been around for 2 years now,
Right.
OpenAI. So it's going to continue to evolve. Someone whose tenure didn't evolve quickly in New York, Derek Nottie, shipped off today to the Kansas City Chiefs, like we mentioned at the top of the show. And Josh kind of hit what I exactly wanted to say. It reminds me of the Brandon Codrington situation last year, except slightly different. Codrington signed with the team as an undrafted free agent. He was coming in as a under-the-radar player to make the 53. Ultimately, they just shipped him off to Buffalo, got a couple late-round picks in return. The Nottie thing is similar in the sense because Derek Nottie, we all know this whole week and leading up to Cutdown Day, he truly stood no chance of making this squad's 53-man roster. So I think the fact that the Jets were able to get something out of him, look, is that 6th or 7th round pick going to be the next Tom Brady, going to be your next franchise quarterback, going to be the next Jerry Rice? Probably not. But there's still that glimmer of hope, and it's an extra draft pick. You turn nothing into something, and I think that's what separates good GMs from great GMs. We're not talking about what the pick means. I'm not saying, again, this is going to be the next Tom Brady, it's going to be the next Jerry Rice. What I'm saying is the fact that he was able to flip an asset that was going to turn into nothing in 2 days into a draft pick, I think is something highly intriguing. If this was Joe Douglas, I don't think we see a move like this. Something else that I like, he's still active on the trade market. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, friend of the show, mentioned Carter Warren as a player he anticipates will be on the trade block and someone he could see the Jets moving. Makes sense. A lot of offensive line depth. Still a younger player, offensive tackle. He could be on the move. Someone I would circle is Jarek Bernard-Converse, and I know a lot of people want to keep him on this team's roster. He's had a great preseason. The secondary is so deep, and you look at a player like his and his history, he's dealt with injuries throughout the entirety of his career. I think if you could flip him for, maybe you get a 6th-round pick, and then you roll with one less defensive back that saves you a roster spot. Maybe that opens up room for a Brandon Smith, for a Jamal Pritchett, for a Quentin Skinner. I think we could see more of these, Chris, with these roster bubble players, like a JBC. We saw with Derek Nottie today, getting shipped off for late-round picks, so at least you're getting something instead of nothing.
100%. I thought you said it perfectly. I love the move by Muji. Yesterday I said that didn't feel right, just cutting Nandi and not getting anything for him. And I thought I was a little bit misunderstood when I said that. I did not by any means request, want, or think in any way that he was going to make the team. But we signed this guy, so we just get nothing in return for him. So I'm glad to see Muji doing what he did, sending Nandi back to his home as we obviously acquire those 2 defensive tackles that are going to really round out this room. I mean, I think overall Muji has done a great job looking at the offseason from a broader perspective. Like, we know that he failed to address D tackle in the draft, but he made up for it by the 2 signings he made. And receiver is still a big question mark, but the offseason isn't over yet. Maybe he goes out and does something at receiver, or maybe, he recognized that this is not going to be a team that's going to really need to utilize wide receiver 2 and 3 that much. It's always good to have guys to take attention away from Garrett, but ultimately we're going to see how the scheme really rounds out. And I like how this free agency has gone.
I want to get Josh, I'm going to get to you in a second. I want to get your thoughts because you kind of gave your thoughts on Nadi all the way at the top of the show. The Jets obviously making a slew of cuts today after they cut a bunch of expected players just a few days ago, released a player and waived 6 today, few of which were not expected. Linebacker Jamin Davis obviously headlining that list. Quarterback Adrian Martinez anticipated to some degree after his lackluster performance Saturday. Defensive end Michael Fletcher, offensive lineman and New Jersey native, the pride of Don Bosco High School, Liam Forendell, tight end Zach Kuntz, defensive back Tanner McAllister, and running back Lawrence Toafili, who went to a school called Florida State, I think it was, and perhaps may have scored a touchdown during the team's preseason finale. I want to get into Jamin Davis because I expected him to be on this team's 53-man roster. I had him as my linebacker 3 in my last 2, I think it was, 53-man roster predictions. A lot of folks are overreacting, say he's not going to be on the team. I agree it's a surprise cut. However, keep this in mind, folks, Jet fans, everyone who's watching this show. A vested veteran in the NFL who has 4 or more years of experience does not have to go through waivers. The team did this with Nick Bawden a few years ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with Andrew Beck this year. I think that's the approach they're taking with Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis doesn't need to clear waivers. So right on cutdown day, when those 16 roster spots open for the practice squad at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Jets could just sign Davis right away, anticipating that another team doesn't take him onto their 53-man roster. So I do think he is on the practice squad. However, it is still a surprise he didn't make the active roster, Josh.
Yeah, this one was a little bit surprising considering, out of the entire secondary, you probably pinpoint linebacker as a spot where the question marks are there behind Quincy and Sherwood. And this could easily be a room, you paid Jamie and Sherwood, but this could be a room that splits up in a number of directions coming soon when Quincy Williams' deal expires this upcoming offseason, not this year, but next. So it was a little bit surprising. I agree with you, Connor, because the Jets still, before this move, it felt like still didn't have that linebacker 3 position solidified, but I do not mind at all taking up a practice squad spot for a guy like Jamin Davis. I think he's a vet that could bring you a lot of potential. You elevate him a couple times a year. Maybe a guy goes down with an injury, you get him up to the roster for game day a couple times this season. And so he's a guy that I definitely would want to keep around and have no issue exercising a practice squad spot on that. But little interesting there that he didn't end up getting that linebacker spot there.
Chris, Adrian Martinez officially out the door. How are we feeling?
I mean, that's very interesting. I mean, I kind of it's the right decision after the last game. I mean, we saw Brady Cook with the ball placement, the tight throws, just looking overall just much better. So I think it was a kind of a no-brainer.
So you got to look at a
point.
realistic approach here.
Very realistic approach here, and that's one of Jack's favorite sound bites now. Coming out with all the other bad ones you have now, it's one of the better ones. But
Mickey. What is a spot name with the big black whips with the yof?
I can't listen to that much longer.
bro, I feel bad whenever you play that, bro, for him. Yeah, Martinez ultimately didn't do enough. Brady Cook in at QB2 for now until Tyrod gets healthy. So that's definitely very interesting. Hopefully he doesn't have to play. Fields can stay healthy, but that's a topic we can discuss maybe later in the show.
If Brady Cook finds the field, it's not because I don't think he's a good quarterback. If you've gone through 2 quarterbacks already, odds are you're not having a winning season when you get to your 3rd QB and not carousel. It's either because you've been riddled with injury or it's because you can't find a consistent presence. So,
yeah, Connor, you didn't want to see Trevor Siemian on the field? What's wrong?
No, Trevor Siemian, like people gave Trevor Siemian too much credit after his days with the Broncos. Like I put him in the same tier of like a Tim. He's like a Tim Boyle to me. He's a little more of a polished passer, but he's a statue who cannot move, who cannot execute a modern style offense. He's like a Nathan Peterman, Tim Boyle, CJ Beathard type guy. Like I think people putting him in that Gardner Minshew tier is just completely asinine. Like I don't think he I don't think he deserves to be even mentioned in that tier. However, I digress. We're talking about the New York Jets here on the show, and Trevor Siemian, thank God, has nothing to do with this organization at all. Tight end Zach Kuntz, Josh. He was released today. I could see him as a candidate to come on the practice squad as a developmental depth piece for special teams. However, I continue to find myself saying developmental with Zach Kuntz. This is like the 3rd year in a row we're now saying developmental with Zach Kuntz. Like this was a late-round pick by Joe Douglas. I don't think you're getting much out of Kuntz. You can only roll with the developmental card for all that long.
Right, and he's kind of in the same boat with Jeremy Ruckert, who I don't expect to make this 53. Late-round pick a couple years ago, so again, I'll get back to the point of the organization has no ties to him. They have no reason to want to feel connected to him and want to keep him around. Same with Jeremy Ruckert. So, I mean, it depends if you're going to probably cut him and Ruckert. So you want to have one tight end on the practice squad, no more than that. So maybe they find someone else for someone else's 53 who doesn't end up making it a surprise cut on Cutdown day that they could pick up. But you got to keep one of Ruckert and Kuntz. And to be honest, at this juncture, I'd probably rather keep Zach Kuntz, as surprising as that might be. But it makes sense that neither make the 53-man roster. Right now, you're just looking at Mason Taylor and then Stone Smart to be his backup. So no surprise there, but it should be interesting because I think you have to roster. You only have 16 practice squad spots there, 17 for an international guy. But I think you got to think about taking at least one tight end or offensive threat that's not just a receiver.
The Jets actually do have an international player now for the 2nd year in a row. German native Linder Weigan. He went to UCF. He bounced around the German league. Right? He was a UDFA. He was with the I'm thinking of the player last year, Obina Eze it was. Those who watched the Lions Hard Knocks know a little too much about Obina Eze and his work ethic. Chris, you're a Hard Knocks guy. You remember Eze?
No, I really only watched the Jets one. I got a few episodes into the Bills one because I'm a Matt Collins fan. I like what he's about.
I don't like his pregame rituals. That's disgusting.
You both know me. I'm into that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'm watching.
I don't even know too much about the guy other than he just walks around barefoot. Like,
and he's been on the Bills and the Patriots, so there you can't stand him already as a Jet.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend watching the Browns and the Raiders one was probably my favorite. I mean, how could you not love some of John Gruden? That's what I'm gonna put in my Twitter. That's what I'm gonna put in my YouTube bio. Sports reporter, blah blah, Jets reporter, blah blah blah. John Gruden follows me on Twitter. That's what I'm going to put as like my tagline on Twitter. That's description referring to. But you are watching the Next Gen Jet Show right here on YouTube and Twitter. I'm your host, Connor Long. Those are my co-hosts, Chris Grasso, Josh Woolever. Make sure you all smash that like button and hit subscribe because it is completely free and it helps us grow significantly. right here on the show. Questions, comments, thoughts, be sure to throw all of those in the chat. You could call into the show with the pinned comment if you want to get up here on the screen and give your takes. Membership raffle, baby. It's open. You can see the leaderboard and the info on the scrolling ticker down below. Prize we're giving away every $2 super chat or gift and membership gives you an entry, an opportunity to win a Sauce Gardner signed jersey, a Garrett Wilson signed helmet, Wayne Corbett signed jersey, CJ Mosley signed jersey, Bart Scott signed photo, Don Maynard signed photo, the front page of the New York Daily News following the Jets' 1969 Super Bowl victory. Again, guys, every $2 super chat or gift and membership gives you an entry, and our guy Loopy drops in $5 super chat. And then we will go to Jack Cotter, who's been anxiously waiting backstage. Says, so I think Cook will go to the practice squad, and this clears the path for Tommy DeVito. Tyrod is still hurt. Am I crazy? So I don't think DeVito is going to find his way onto this team's roster, if I'm being honest. I think he's cut by the Giants, but I don't think it makes all that much sense for the Jets to bring him in, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't think DeVito is here. Tyrod is still hurt, but Aaron Glenn did tell reporters following the Jets preseason finale that he is, quote, confident that Taylor will be ready for week 1. I think Brady Cook's on the practice squad. Tyrod Taylor is healthy for week 1, and that is how it rolls. But nevertheless, Libby, appreciate the $5 super chat as always, my friend. You guys got thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in here. I don't think it makes sense, unfortunately, but I would love to see it, bro. Tommy Cutlets on the Jets.
I would not.
Chris,
he's an awful quarterback.
You're clinging onto the Linsanity run that lasted 2 games.
He could come in and win you a game.
Chris is blinded by his Italian spirit, his long-lost relative.
Bro, my long-lost relative. No, but he can come in and win you a game or two if need be. So it's not like he's like.
But you're elevating Cook as your third-string emergency quarterback anyway.
Yeah,
so you just want to take up a practice squad spot for him to do absolutely nothing and pay him to just sit there. That's fine, but that's just not what I want to do.
I said it doesn't make sense, but I would like to see it happen. Like the emotional, like it'd be fun.
Right. Maybe if Tyrod turns out more serious than you thought, maybe he could be.
I'd rather trade for Winston.
No.
Give me Winston.
Please,
yeah.
I do not want Tommy DeVito on this team. I would rather have a lot of guys, but the Browns just cut Kenny Pickett. Any interest there, Chris? Shiloh Sanders.
Don't bring any of this Pickett, especially not Kenny Pickett.
They
not Shiloh Sanders, Pickett? Chris.
What?
Wait. Yeah, I think they did cut Kenny Pickett.
No, they didn't. He's dealing with. No, they didn't. I saw a tweet earlier today.
Tyler Huntley was my bad. Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley. I'd take a flyer on Tyler Huntley.
I'd take Tyler Huntley. He'd fit perfectly in the schemes.
Over Tommy DeVito, yeah. Hell yeah. Because he's the backup for Lamar.
And I'd take him. Everyone was talking about DTR. Kyle called in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He was talking about Dorian Thompson-Robinson yesterday. Like, I think Tyler Huntley is light years.
I do not like DTR. I would rather have Cutlets over DTR.
Nah, that's close.
I mean, Connor,
Huntley above them all. DTR can't complete a pass.
Good game from one of these guys.
Huntley above them all for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. Undoubtedly so. Joining us right now is Jack Cotter for the first time in 8 freaking years.
I'm geeky. What is that spot name with the big black whips with the yof?
I'm not ashamed that I talk to my cats that way. I'm really not.
I am Jack Cotter, and I love the 2020 Jets. All I care about, the 2020 Jets. After that, don't matter. The 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020. Crazy. Jets will win 6 games no matter what. The ceiling is 7 games, but Chris says, what the fuck? Jimmy in the chat always talking crap, but it don't.
I'm not ashamed that I talk to my cats that way. I'm like their dad.
We were talking about the 2020 Jets there. That had nothing to do with cats.
No, but the cats audio played before that.
By the way, did you get a haircut, Jack?
I did, but it's growing back already.
Oh, I thought you got another one. I was like,
Jack, you kind of have the Nanya look. Just woke up.
Oh, not that. Thoughts on this AI creation that Gator made of Michael Nanya yesterday?
It's perfection.
Jack, you start school tomorrow, right?
Yep, unfortunately.
Oh, Connecticut.
That's awful.
God, what a joke.
The state's a highway, baby, and the pizza sucks. So does the
Well, at least I'm not Florida. I think Vinny started school maybe like August 12th, August 10th.
Yeah, but they get out in May.
That's true, yeah.
That's insane, bro. I'd rather start now and get out in May.
You know what the perfect school year is? If they're not going to cut it down, ideally it'd be 6 months, 6 months. But the perfect
6
school year,
months, they would never
perfect
do
school
that.
year, perfect school year. Like if you realistically, it'd probably be Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Realistic.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a
the thing,
perfect
like,
schedule to
kinda
follow.
talking to
School
Bowie-
year, or school
Or
break,
Labor Day to
Jack?
Memorial Day. I meant.
My
Oh,
first day
yeah,
of school is
that's
on the first day of NFL season, so that kind of makes it better. Like you ease into the fall.
Your
season.
first day of school is on a Sunday. Oh, a Thursday. I always forget that there's a Thursday opener.
in Jersey.
Oh, Geeky. What? Is it a spot day with the big black whips with the yof?
Again,
Hey,
I
can you
I don't
translate
care.
that to English?
Ladies
what are
and
you trying
gentlemen,
to say?
By the way, I gotta shout you guys out because since the show started, we've gained 3 subs already, so we're at 1,994 subs.
Let's
6
go.
away from 2,000, baby. Keep
Oh,
hitting
yeah.
subscribe, keep smashing the like button.
6 away,
completely
baby.
free.
Let's go. Let's get
That helps
6.
us grow significantly.
Let's go.
Appreciate you all. And again, membership raffle, $2 super check, gifted membership. It gets you an entry. I'll tell you this right now. If we hit 2K subs during this live show, I will add a Nick Mangold signed jersey into the membership raffle. So get us 6.
You have to
get us
jump
6
into
I'll
the
create.
pool
I'll
full
create
of
6
clothes.
accounts. I'll create 6 accounts right now.
Those don't count. Those don't count. Those are fraud. So
Okay.
also you need a ticket in the raffle as well. So for those in the raffle, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. I know a lot of you watch the show and accidentally just haven't subscribed. So if you haven't, just click that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, smash the like button because that also helps us dish out. That also helps YouTube, realize that people are enjoying the content and dish it out to fellow Jet fans, to fellow football fans. So make sure you get that out there into the universe. We appreciate you all. We appreciate your support. Jack, how did you like the preseason game? You got anything you want to?
Overall, it just looked very ugly. I think both offensively and defensively. I don't think Adrian Martinez had his best game. Definitely his worst game, I would say, out of the 3 preseason games. But other than that, I didn't really see much to positively to really break down in here. Mostly it was all negative, I would say. I thought we would almost have a comeback late in that game. I think the final score was 19-17, I think.
When Martinez turned 2 homes on the last drive.
Yeah, that's the only positive thing. That's it.
3 away, baby. I give that call to action. We get 3 more subscribers. 3
yes,
subs away
sir.
from 2,000. Hit 2K here on the show. And boy, oh boy, Nick Mangold jersey entered for you guys in that membership raffle. So keep smashing the like button. Keep hitting subscribe. Jack, you mentioned Martinez there. You okay with them releasing him? You okay with Cook being that 3rd guy, most likely on the practice squad?
Yeah, I'm fine. If again, it's all again. I have to put my trust into the coaches. Like if they trust Cook more than Martinez, I think I kind of have to, in a way, stick with that trust. I mean, if an NFL coach, Farron Glenn, believes in him, I kind of have to believe in him. But overall,
That's the Chris mentality right there.
From a personal standpoint, though,
Believe
yeah,
in everything Aaron Glenn says and don't doubt.
I think Cook had a pretty good preseason, so I'm perfectly fine with them, cutting Martinez and keeping Cook. Yep.
Inject Brady Cook into my veins, baby. The electricity that he brings to the table. Give me Brady Cook.
That's your
Love what
3rd
he
string
brings.
quarterback, Connor. Talking about
That's my
everything
QB.
else.
Tough as
Wait.
nails.
Is it
Tough
still?
as nails.
Are we still keeping 2 quarterbacks, or do you think they're going to have Brady Cook be QB3?
No, they'll keep 2 quarterbacks and elevate them on game days, I think.
Yeah.
You get 3 elevations, but you have to promote them to the 53 because the emergency quarterback rule now only applies to quarterbacks on the active roster. So that's a caveat that the Jets will have to keep in mind as well. We appreciate you all tuning in. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe. You are watching Next Gen Jets right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Connor One. Those are my co-hosts, Jack Cotter, Chris Grasso, Josh Woolever. 3 subs away from 2,000. Keep smashing that like button. Keep hitting subscribe. Hit 2K on the show. Nick Mangold signed jersey. Boop. That goes right into this month's membership raffle as well. We appreciate all your support, questions, comments, thoughts. Load all of those up in the chat. We're going to continue to get to those. You want to call into the show, you could do so by using the pinned comment all the way at the top of the chat. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. We appreciate your support as always right here on the show. So look, questions, comments, thoughts, get those in the chat. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Super chats, memberships, earn your raffle.
I just refreshed. You're at 2K.
You're joking.
I'm not joking. Refresh your page. I just refreshed it.
Boom! There we go. There we go.
Let's
go. Thank you. Oh my God. I knew you wouldn't lie to me, but I just had to test that. Shout out to all you greats out there. 2,000 freaking subscribers, baby. That just goes to show how the people on the show enjoy it, but don't realize they're not subscribed. Then I talk about a Nick Mangold signed jersey. I'm in. Ring of Honor member. I'm hitting that subscribe button. Much love to you guys. Shout out to you all. Thank you so much for the support. I set the goal, get it ahead of the season. You guys did that. 2,000 freaking subscribers, baby. Let's go. I'll tell you this right now. Jets are gonna win 8 games this season, in my opinion.
I hope
Let's
at
get to
least
3,000. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, baby. Keep hitting subscribe. We just hit 2K, 3K up next, baby. We're hitting that ahead of the season. Shout out to all you greats. Shout out to all you guys. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thank you for letting me know, Jack, so I can make a timely announcement right here on the show. Shout out to all you greats. Shout out to all your support right here on the show. You guys are the best. That gives you more incentive now to get in the raffle because not only is it a Sauce Gardner signed jersey that we're giving away, not only is it a Garrett Wilson signed helmet, not only is it a Wayne Corbett signed jersey, not only is it a CJ Mosley signed jersey, not only is it a Bart Scott signed photo, not only is it a Don Maynard signed photo, not only is it the front page of the New York Daily News following the Jets Super Bowl 69 victory coming in a frame, it's also a Nick Mangold signed jersey. So every $2 Super Chat gift and membership gives you an entry into that. We appreciate you all. We appreciate your support. As always, Phil McCrack in the building. He says, what do you guys think of our DT2 situation? I didn't see much out of that Samoan guy referring to J2 Fele versus the Giants and Eagles. Well, before we get into Jet, that reminds me, Jets traded away Derek Nottie today. 2027, 6th or 7th round pick swap, depending on how he plays this season. That's what they got in return. Thoughts on that before we get into Phil McCrack's question?
I think Nadi didn't do much in the offseason to really prove his status on the 53 man. So I wasn't surprised, and I'm not mad about it. I'm perfectly content with them. I think it was a trade, I believe, for a 6th or 7th round pick. You just said that. So I'm content with it. Not mad about it at all. I mean, again, he didn't really do much, so I'm fine with it.
You turn nothing into something. That's the way I look at it. When you're talking about defensive tackle, too, it's Harrison Phillips, the former 3rd-round pick who the Jets traded for during the week. NFL experience, was the Vikings captain. Man, is he explosive on the interior. Can line up at nose tackle, can line up at just traditional defensive tackle, lines up over the guard, lines up over the center. The versatility, the run-stuffing ability, the explosiveness for someone at his size is, I think, almost unmatched around the league, Chris. So it's clear for me, Harrison Phillips.
100%. I mean, that's the reason why we brought him in. And it's going to be exciting to see with him all the rotational depth pieces on this defensive line, how it's going to work too. Because the key when we had a top defense under, God forbid I say his name, Robert Saleh, the rotation was great. And then obviously we saw Joe Douglas tear that defensive line apart. We have to build that back up now, but we're easing Jermaine into it. Got to get this defensive tackle figured out. So we did that by trading for that guy, and I'm excited to see how it pans out and how our D-line looks.
Michael says, look for wide receiver, offensive line, linebacker signings after Cutdown Day on Tuesday.
Especially after the loss of Davis.
Well, Davis, I think, is going to divert back to the practice squad. He's a vested veteran, so he doesn't need to clear waivers. I anticipate he'll be back on the practice squad. Offensive line, we saw the report of the Jets potentially looking to ship off Carter Warren in a trade package. When it comes to wide receiver, look, Tim Patrick's a name who's probably going to shake loose, who has experience in this this offensive system.
Pierce.
Someone who Pierce you'd have to trade for. He would not be cut, and you'd have to.
I'm just saying. I would like to trade for Pierce though.
Oh, I disagree. We spoke about this last night. I think if the Jets were to trade for any wide receiver, Alec Pierce would be the worst move that this team could make. He is a copy and paste skill set of what this organization hopes Arian Smith is able to amount to. You'd have to give up a pretty penny to bring him in the building as well, and he's only on a 1-year deal right now. 1 year left on his rookie contract, so I would not trade for Pierce under any circumstance. You can make the case for Patrick, but at the same time, Ross, give me a Quentin Skinner, give me a Brandon Smith before I take a Tim Patrick. Josh,
it doesn't make sense to trade for another receiver at
this would be
Cutdown
Day. This would be Cutdown Day. Still,
right. I mean, you could bring a vet into the building, but to add into your point, I would rather get the upside of Skinner and Pritchett in the building, and maybe even Brandon Smith before I prioritize getting another close to 30-year-old veteran, or as Jack would like, Alec Pierce, having to trade probably a 4th-round pick. Not something I would be up for.
They said at least the 3rd.
A 3rd-round pick, no. No, get out of here with that 3rd-round pick. No, thank you. We have Josh Reynolds to do that. We're all right. We got our veteran wide receivers. So roster some young guns, and the wide receiver depth I don't think should be filled with guys were trading for a 3rd-round pick for a couple days before the season starts. So if the Jets were intent on making a move of that magnitude, I think it would have been happened by now.
Phil says, I did not expect Davis to be cut. Dude was going to be a baller. Who fills LB3 now? Well, I mentioned this earlier. He's a vested veteran. He doesn't need to clear waivers. I anticipate the Jets and him already are in handshake agreement of him ultimately coming back onto this team's practice squad Tuesday. So he's not going to make the roster, which will be surprising, but I still think he sticks around on this team. Who's going to be the linebacker 3? You could say Zaire Barnes. The name that I look to is Marcelino McCrary-Ball. He struggled in the preseason, but they felt really confident in him throughout training camp. He was getting first-team reps. He gives you special teams versatility. He's better in coverage than he is the run stuffer. So I'd say McCrary-Ball. Jack.
Yeah, I think that's really the only one you really have to go for. I guess you can say Barnes as well, and then the rookie Maui Goa maybe even, but I don't think he's proven it.
He's looked like a cut candidate. Yeah, he's done nothing.
Yeah. I mean, even though we can say McCurry-Ball is going to be our LB3, that doesn't mean it's going to be a good LB3. That's why I'm a little concerned with this linebacker room with the guys besides Jamie Sherwood and Quincy Williams. It's concerning, but I think if I had to pick one, it's McCurry-Ball.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, it's interesting. With this one, we're going to have to kind of trust Aaron Glenn. I know that's kind of my theme is just trusting Aaron Glenn on just about whatever he's going to do with this team. But yeah, I mean, it was widely expected that Jamie Davis was going to make the team. Ultimately, Glenn sees more in McCrary-Ball. I mean, I at the end of the day, I'll trust that decision and trust. And Muji's been great about addressing positions that they need. So maybe he'll go out and make some moves at linebacker. So we'll never know. I mean, I'm if Glenn's content with McCrary-Ball going as linebacker 3 into the season, I'm all right with it.
Josh?
The guy we will see is double MB, Marcelino McCrary-Ball, baby. I mean, there's nobody else. There's nobody else. I mean, you can throw the name Barnes out there. He's just going to be a depth piece. I'm surprised that Davis wouldn't be the LB4 and be on the sidelines in case of injuries. There's the first guy to rotate in, but I agree he'll be on the practice squad. So McCrary-Ball should be able to fill that role pretty well.
My chuckle came from a comment made by Phil in the chat, and I'm happy that this story has gotten some coverage. He says, Chris, you are a Panthers fan.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah, that's a Panthers flag, buddy. Yeah.
I'm not even going to entertain it. Johnny Danks drops in with a $2 super chat. Shout out to you, Johnny. Thank you for tuning in. Says, what's up, fellas? 2 weeks away, JTS. Jets, baby. Johnny, back at your raffle entry, my friend. Appreciate the support. 2 weeks away from the real thing. The real thing.
Hit us, Chris.
Week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's going to be a win.
It's going to be a win. Josh, we got to wait till
you're counting your chickens before they hatch. I don't know, but it's going to be a win.
So I'm interested. I want to do a show where we like break down our actual record prediction for the Jets, like game by game. Like
we'll do that next week. That next Sunday is going to be our season preview show because it's the weekend.
I'm so pumped. I already have my predictions. I wrote down my predictions for all the NFL awards, playoff picture on a Google Doc, and I have the Jets doing some interesting things. So we'll see.
It's Justin
do you have the Jets making the playoffs, Chris?
We're gonna have to wait to see that. I'm not gonna spoil that yet.
Oh, no teasers.
That's a yes.
As Bart Scott once said, can't wait, Chris.
All I will say is the Jets over 5.5 wins is a safe bet. And that's what I'll say. That's all.
Chris, who was the Panthers quarterback in 2012? Asks Phil.
I have no idea. I don't know that Phil McCracken.
It was Newton.
Cam Newton.
Yes, Cam Newton.
That
Superman.
Computer stealer.
Dude, he's like a CTE candidate in my eyes right now. Like, he's wild. And
so is
the back clip.
So is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is gone.
So is Michael Porter Jr., Connor.
That guy's just a nut. I don't think he's a CTE guy. He's just a weirdo.
That was a joke. You don't get CTE in basketball.
I mean, I don't know. Like, these injuries are evolving so much nowadays. Yeah, obviously.
Jordan Poole maybe is a candidate after the Draymond Green punch.
Yeah. Yeah, all the power from Draymond Green injected right into Jordan Poole. Anyways, Johnny, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Like I said, my friend, guys, keep all the super chats, keep all the memberships flowing. We appreciate the support. They get your raffle entries, details on that on the ticker. down below 2,000 subscribers, baby. Jack King Lowski found you talking to your cat. Pretty funny.
Again, I'm not ashamed of it. Like they're like my babies. I love them.
Here we go.
They're my
I didn't-
babies.
I-
Let me see if one actually comes into the room. I don't know. Maybe
We
I'll
saw
say
it on the draft party show, Jack.
hi. No, I didn't say hi, but actually, I think I did actually.
Yeah.
Rudy says Dallas Cowboys own the JTS.
my
Jets.
Is this my Uncle Turner account?
I think
Hell,
we beat the Cowboys maybe the one out of the last 2 times we
It
played
was
them.
not the one at AT&T.
It was at MetLife 2019. It was like
Yeah,
20.
they recovered an onside kick that game.
Garrett
if I
Wilson
remember.
hit
Yeah.
Zach Wilson hit Garrett Wilson on like that tight throw.
That game was one of the worst
That was
games of
in
my life.
Arlington.
That game was one of the-
2019 when we won like 24-19.
Yeah,
It was like week
yes,
6.
yes. Jack is
Darnold,
correct.
it was the 92-yard
20.
pass to Robbie Anderson. That game.
Correct. Yes.
That game.
That game week 2 against the Cowboys made me lose brain cells. That game was like
It was
just as bad as
awful.
the Steelers.
Even
That was
week
right
3
after
against
the
New England the next
Gibson
week.
Worst
return.
game in your life, though, like the worst game I've experienced in my life as a Jet fan is probably either the Seahawks in 2022. I was at the
I was crying.
Wait,
I
what?
was at the Jacksonville debacle on Thursday night. I was there and booing Zach Wilson, and then also the Pittsburgh game this year was up there. It's all bad, bro. It's all so bad.
That Cardinals game was probably the worst game I've ever watched.
Nah, the Pittsburgh was worse. At
The
that
the,
point,
the Lions game where they lost 23-20 to knock them out of the playoffs. That was awful.
kick,
That
bro,
was
Zach
brutal.
was putting on a
I think
miracle
the Seahawks
drive.
one was to knock him out.
Yeah.
You want
on
to know what?
Pittsburgh.
You want to know what's crazy to think? The Jets have not won more than 7 games in over a decade. The Jets have not made the playoffs in 14 years. But wait, listen to this. Chris Strevler was playing in a football game for this team with playoff implications.
I was chanting Strivler. I was chanting
I know.
Strivler. I was like,
It's
people are
just-
chanting
it's
so
Strivler.
bad.
No,
Flacco was
the
actually
guy's teeth got knocked out. He couldn't stand.
No, so people at that stadium were chanting, "We want Flacco." Flacco was inactive for the game, so I was chanting for Strivler. I want him to put Strivler in over Zach Wilson. It was
Striveler? Striveler.
Frivoler.
Strivler.
Strevler.
Chris Strivler.
Oh yeah, there we go. Sluggo says Cotter, Long, Grasso, Woolever. That's a damn law firm. I'm gonna be honest. I think the best name combination for a law firm would be Grasso and Cotter.
Oh yeah.
What about
1-800
Bonesy? What about Bonesy?
1-800-888-8888. Injured in a car
I can just-
accident.
I
Chris
can just ask my
Grasso,
uncle.
Jack Cotter, have your back.
I could just ask my uncle to come lead it.
Yeah. Jack's family's like generational wealth already. Jack, you're
No,
Oh,
my uncle just has a law
thank
firm.
you. Thank you, Jack.
Jack, you're in the chat while you're live.
Yeah,
Everyone
you-
is.
What?
Everyone is.
You don't look at the chat?
Evolution.
No, I do not look at the chat.
Sluggo says must be Jet staff feels like there's a leak in the dam at DT, and they're trying to stop the leak with a cork. You're talking about making the trades earlier this week. I completely agree. I think it was a great move. I'm sure if you ask Darren Mushi, he regrets not taking a defensive tackle in the draft. He regrets not signing one early in free agency. But the fact in my eyes that he was just able to adjust and realize that mistake and find both these guys on the trade block and boom, orchestrate a deal for them right away just shows. I think that's what makes good GMs great at the end of the day, Chris.
I love it. Don't get me started. I'm in love with Mushi.
I love Muji making adjustments on the fly, and also you kind of draw some comparisons with Aaron Glenn after the team got beat up in the first half. They showed no signs of life. The team makes halftime adjustments. Aaron Glenn pivots the game plan, and this Jets team shows life in the second half. Maybe it was the quarterback change to spark plug things, but ultimately this team played a competitive second half, which first half was a snoozer. You can tell us all about it, Connor.
There we go. Absolutely. That first half was like Beast Breaker level snores that game. Rough. PBM says Pritchett is making the 53. It's his spot to lose at this rate. Aaron Glenn declined to he declined to declare him as a roster lock. Speaking to the reporters following the preseason finale, however, when would Glenn ever call a player a roster lock? I'm sure if you ask him, Garrett Wilson's a roster lock, he'd be like, there's competition everywhere. There's competition on the depth chart everywhere. So I think truly, though, it's Pritchett's job to lose. He showed the offensive explosiveness. He showed the kick return juice. He replaces Adrian Gibson on this team, Jack.
Yeah, I think if we're talking special teams here, I would love to have Pritchett as our returner. He had a very great preseason as our special teams was, at least way better than I thought Malachi Corley would do. Which, speaking of Corley, he's not making this team. But anyway, back to Pritchett. I think he played really well this preseason. I would really love to see him and Quentin Skinner both make this team.
Chris.
No, Pritchett is a roster lock at this point. I mean, I know it's been said before. I said on the last show. I'll say this again for Jack to hear. Pritchett was having some G5-esque moves out there, making people miss. So I mean, I love to see it. So it's interesting with Skinner and Brandon Smith. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if you're gonna get both of those guys on the team. Like you might have to choose one or the other there. But I'm not sure who I personally choose. I think I'm going with. Personally, I like Skinner in that spot. I know Brandon Smith has had a great preseason, but I really love the juice that Skinner brings. So it's interesting for sure to see that.
Certainly, I think that's just like explosiveness. You see the juice, you see the explosiveness there, 1,000%. I mean, when you talk about players like Brandon Smith versus Quentin Skinner, that positional battle for that final big-bodied receiver spot at the end of the depth chart, I think it's tough to deny Brandon Smith of a role. As much as I love Skinner, and I think he deserves a spot on this team, you couldn't have asked Brandon Smith to do anything more to show why he is worthy of a roster spot. So I think you got to give Brandon Smith a roster spot under any circumstance here, Josh.
Yeah, I think the entire wide receiver room is shaky, but you're talking about Skinner as a guy that you can draw a lot of similarities to other guys competing it out in the field of Jets receivers right now. So it all comes down to what they've seen behind the scenes. So to me, you obviously had that great catch by Skinner. I think it was last preseason, not against the it was against the Giants, not the Eagles, where he juggled it in the back corner of the end zone and was able to haul it in. So that was a great play. But overall, I mean, you can't put all your stock into just that one highlight reel grab. So it all depends on what they saw behind the scenes. But that's an interesting one. But maybe they're trying to make room. I was talking about a week ago about the Jets trying to make room more on the defensive side to get more depth there. But with the release of Jamin Davis, and we're seeing it all over now,
Jack,
maybe
what
they're
is
trying
so
to make
funny
more room on the offensive end.
Jack, can you describe this photo that you just turned your camera off to send to in our group chat?
I paused the live stream, and that's what was there.
So what is the significance of said image?
I was drinking water.
I don't know. My sense of humor is so bad.
That's a rough look.
Like I find a cat crying at a birthday cake funny. I think I sent it.
Oh God.
Oh Lord, Charlie Adler. Do we think Kane will make the roster? I hope he does because he's a great returning threat. If he's in, is Isaiah Davis gone? Isaiah Davis, all four of those guys are roster locks. You're gonna run into the year with 4 running backs, and I think that's okay. You're able to make space by that. I think not carrying 3 quarterbacks on the active roster gives you said leeway to do just that. When you look at the new return rules and how dangerous it is for kickers to now kick it back in the end, kick it out of the back of the end zone. Excuse me, can't speak here on the show for a touchback. Shut up, Josh. You see how dangerous that is. There's going to be an all-time amount of kicks return, and there's going to be an all-time low when it comes to touchbacks. So I think having 2 really, really productive returners back there is going to mean more than it ever has for NFL teams. Kanae's your best returner, and he flashed the juice at RB4 as much as an RB4 truly can. Averaged almost 5 yards a carry 2 weeks in a row. Incredible vision on the 2 Jets lead backs and Braylon Allen and Breece Hall, and just his ability to lower his pad level is special, Chris.
100%. And look, he's zoned out.
What?
We're losing you.
Oh God! I can't even hear him. His Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're at home. What's the excuse now?
Is my Wi-Fi good now? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yes, you said you zoned out when I called on you for an answer.
Yeah, I was reading the chat and looking at that photo Jack sent during what you were saying there.
Okay, get off the panel then, Josh. What are we thinking?
Yeah, Kene Nwangu's a roster lock, but no, that does not mean Isaiah Davis is gone. He was hurt the last couple preseason games, so obviously he didn't have the ability to show you anything there. But I think you do go into this year carrying 4. And Chris, you zoned back in now?
Locked in, baby.
Matt says, do you guys think Brees might get cut after the news of him streaming on Chatterbait?
What? No, there's no way.
What is this?
No, there's actually no way. Wait.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah. Mods, I did not know what this is.
You know, oh my God.
Wait. Hold on. Is this actually for me? I'm not seeing it.
Obviously, it's a joke. Obviously, I didn't know what
I
that
don't
was.
know.
It's a joke. Jack, what do you say?
I didn't know this was an actual website. I had no clue what this means until I just actually searched it up. So can we please, mods, do we have any mods in the chat? I know you guys are mods if we don't have any mods in there. Please. All right. PBM, I'll make you a mod. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no.
Boom. There you go.
Wait, where is he? Did he do it?
Oh my gosh.
Connor, you got to.
Jack, you on your investigative research
No
course?
way.
I have the
no
chat
way.
right here on the monitor. I don't know.
No way I got trolled by that. I feel like no way I just
Connor
got
goes, oh.
Hey,
Wait, what
Connor,
happened?
you can't. You're gonna get trolled. You're gonna get trolled.
You're
You
back down to
can't.
1,500 subscribers, bro. It's over.
Nah, I'm cooked. But it doesn't matter. The trolls come in. The trolls come in every now and then. He's
Like
gone now.
Alan, right, Chris?
That's all that matters. Oh my God, Jack! You want to hear a comment that Alan put in the chat last night? Chris said he was gonna burn his jersey, and then Alan replied, "Good. Can that dope be in it when it goes up in flames?"
Oh my! Chris, what'd you say? Chris, what'd you say?
I've actually forgot what I said for that matter, but all I said was I was too far actually, because that's crazy, bro. So
he said he was like Chris was going into his bag. Chris is very quick-witted, but he went into his bag. He's like, I'm gonna lose my virginity before you do, Alan.
Chris,
Oh.
you and Alan's feud. Chris,
I said that was too far though. Like saying you want someone to be burned, that's crazy.
Chris, you and Alan's feud is like the equivalent of like Stone Cold Steve Austin and like Vince McMahon. It's
I don't watch that, so I would not know about that, but all right.
No, Josh.
Yes, Josh. I could take you off while you use the bathroom.
Yes.
Bye, Josh. That is the private chat.
We are a professional group of young lads here, so we
maybe that's just an excuse.
Turn his camera. It's late. It's Sunday night. It's past midnight for me. So we are going to be a little unhinged. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. Keep loading up those raffle entries. Details on the ticker down below. Every $2 super chat gifted membership gives you an entry. Prizes also featured down low. We appreciate your support as always. Questions, comments, thoughts, keep them flowing. Call into the show. Get up here on the screen. Give your takes by using the pinned comment at the top of the chat. Sligo says, I'd only sign a good wide receiver too as insurance for Tyrod. Tyrod if Fields got hurt. Fields 70% of plays won't even give wide receiver two a look. Exactly. That's why I don't think. That's why I think that giving up valuable assets for a wide receiver two doesn't make any sense. Something I've been preaching all week long. I think it'd be frankly a stupid decision for the Jets to give up top draft capital in exchange for a wide receiver too. When let's be real, they're not going to get much. They're not going to get much run. And under the awful circumstance where Garrett does go down, you hope your young pieces step up. Or you could, if Garrett does go down, it doesn't matter if they trade for a wide receiver too. The passing attack's just officially done. What do
you consider? Hey, what do you consider top capital? So like what?
4th round and up.
So 4th, 2nd.
Chris,
fourth, 3rd, 2nd, 1st.
Yeah, so you're not willing to give a 3rd round pick for Terry McLaurin, and it could go beyond this year.
Certainly not.
It could be for next year for your rookie quarterback, and maybe if Justin Fields sucks, and if he gets better as a passer.
But he needs a contract, Chris.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I want this. I'm playing devil's
advocate. Terry McLaurin needs a contract. You don't pay $300 million to 2 wide receivers.
I mean, that's a pretty dangerous receiver room, though. Garrett and Scary Terry. I mean, like that might be worth it.
That would be the very stupid move for the Jets to give up a 3rd round pick. He wants over $30 million a year as well, Terry McLaurin. Plus, how much?
That's a hefty contract for sure.
How much is he even going to contribute? That's my point as well. Like you sign a wide receiver too, you give up these assets, you give him a huge contract, great. How much are they going to
Just
contribute?
to run.
Let's just say, right, him and Garrett Wilson are both 1,000-yard receivers. By the way, that's insane production from a receiver, and that's very good. One, and two, you give yourself. So say you want to move on from Fields. Your rookie quarterback, that guy's environment is going to be so peak. He's going to have Tanner Engstrand coming on a second year. Whoever, if he's good, we don't know that yet. He's going to have a great offensive line. He's going to have the weapons with, assuming Brees has a good year. That's what I'm assuming in my head. If not, you have Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. And you have Terry McLaurin now. Like, that is a crazy good atmosphere for a rookie quarterback to be stepping into.
Also, the Commanders would never trade him for a third-round pick as well. They want like a third, a first. They want a whole
they want to like the way trades work in the NFL. I mean, that's just not a realistic expectation. They're not going to get like.
You don't trade first-round picks unless it's a quarterback.
I mean, for Micah Parsons, depending, the Jets are in no position to do this. But like, if we were if we were Packers fans, I'd be like begging, I'd be pounding the table for Micah Parsons right now. Just give everything for him.
Well, Chris, you are a fan of a team that begins with PA.
I'm not even entertaining this, bro. Like, I don't like. Okay.
Well, the Ham says 4 kids who still have hope. God bless them.
God bless you.
I think I lost my hope maybe like 2 years ago, ever since Rodgers' Achilles tore. I think I'm just here just to be here.
Shut up. You stop playing the pessimistic role. You know there's still hope in you.
Yeah. Oh, there is 7-win ceiling. The 7-win ceiling.
7-win ceiling, my guy. Yeah. Where's that energy at when they win 10 games?
We're cursed.
Chris, the Jets are not winning 10 games.
There's no guarantee.
These things we're winning 14.
What? I don't think we're winning 14 games. I think we'll the most we can go is probably 11. The least we can go
8 and 9, 9 and 8. That's the most.
That's the like you.
We're not getting past 8 or 9 wins. Like,
just play the song at this point, bro.
Just 10 is the ceiling. 10 is the ceiling.
I can see, like, if this rushing attack and Justin Fields gets going, we can win 11 games, bro.
Oh my God,
Chris, you need to pass the ball in the NFL today.
I understand.
The Jets aren't going to do that.
So the ceiling is like if everything goes right. So if Justin Fields starts passing the ball,
I understand what ceiling is, but the Jets play tough opponents. The Bengals, the Ravens, the Bills twice, the Buccaneers. These aren't easy games.
You can afford losses to the Bengals and Ravens. Like, you can afford those losses.
All I'm saying is it's not like the Jets have a cakewalk. The Jets aren't the Niners this year.
Chris, I have a question. Mm-hmm. How many games do you have the Jets winning this year?
Bro, we're doing a preview.
No, say it right now. The preview is more than just saying a record prediction because frankly, I don't think record.
Let's all do our Jet record prediction. Right? Pull up the schedule.
Yes. I don't have the schedule up. It would box someone off the screen. I'll just say 8 and 9 right now. I'll say schedule predictions don't mean anything off the dome because no one had the Jets winning less than 10 games last year.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with 7 and 10 or 8 and 9 as well.
So I actually
you got to look at a realistic
every single game out of the Jets.
What was that, Chris?
So I have the Jets going 9 and 8. We start 1 and 2, but then we bounce back. We get.
Connor, that's 1 9 and 2. You're talking about how is that ridiculous?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's Josh. That's like saying what's the difference between 7 and 10, 8 and 9? It's astronomical. It's the difference between a losing record.
There's a difference. It's just one toss-up game goes in your favor.
So the Jets
one toss-up game goes in your favor. One onside kick goes in your favor. Boom! You just won.
I'll pull up the schedule right now. Hold on. But yeah, saying they're going to go 9
astronomical difference is crazy.
I think they're 7 and 10, 8 and 9. I'm being a little optimistic by saying 8 and 9. I'd say I'll say 8 and 9, but I think they have a closer chance of going 7.
I'll read off the schedule in my eyes, right? So you the Steelers week 1, I'm gonna give them a win on there. We lose to the Bills, lose to the Bucks. You're 1 and 2. You bounce back, beat the Dolphins. Now you're 2 and 2. You get a win against the Cowboys, 3 and 2. Lose to the Broncos, 3 and 3. Beat the Panthers, 4 and 3. Lose to the Bengals, you're 4 and 4 going to your bye week. You come out of the bye week feeling strong because we're not the Robert Saleh Jets. We actually did something with our bye week. We beat the Browns 5 and 4. You beat the Patriots 6 and 4. You lose to the Ravens 6 and 5. You lose to the Falcons 6 and 6. You sweep the Dolphins 7 and 6. 8 and 6 versus the Jags. 9 and 6 versus Saints. Lost to the Patriots, lost to the Bills, 9 and 8. And you could throw in we could sweep the Patriots. Like, that's possible.
We're losing to the Patriots at Gillette. We're beating them at MetLife. That's
I had them losing, so that's an easy 9 and 8 right there. Not easy, but it's possible.
we could do the whole game where I'm sure there's like a path, like everything's possible. Schedule predictions, in my opinion, don't mean anything. That's why I don't
I understand,
spend much time doing them on my show.
Looking at the prediction that I just did right there, like there's a legit chance that we can go 9-8 from that.
I mean, there's a legit chance last year's team could have won the Super Bowl. They won 5 games. Like,
Of course, there's a legit chance, but there's a difference
Rodgers
between
was
there being a
wearing a
legit
turtleneck.
chance and you believing that that's what they'll actually accomplish.
So I think that's what they'll actually accomplish due to our strong run game, our strong, hopefully better coaching, our offensive coordinator locking in.
Chris, what's the run game you're talking about here? Like, you hope there's a strong run game, but this team was one of the most inefficient teams running the ball last year.
We got rid of our offensive line coach. We upgraded at running back, by the way. No, upgraded at O-line, I'm sorry. Got Membu, so he's going to be, depending on if Brees has a bounce back year or not, explosive, but Brennan Allen, man. Brennan Allen looks nice. I'm throwing that out there. Brennan Allen looks nice. So if you need to, God forbid, Brees sucks, whatever, call it a bad move, trade him at the deadline, and then you have Brennan Allen. But I don't think that's gonna be the case with Brees. But we'll see. So assuming Brees has a good year, that's a legit rushing attack. You have an extremely legit defense. I think that defense could jump right back into the top caliber. And depending on how Justin Fields is and how good our passing game is, I mean, if Garrett Wilson's clicking, if he's getting open, which he will be, we'll be fine, bro. I'm not worried about this team. I'm not worried. It's a trial year. It's not like we're
holding penalties.
If we have a losing record, yeah, it sucks for us. But this is what they're building on. They're going to draft a quarterback next year. Fields. If there's even any doubt about Fields, we're trading up for a quarterback.
Okay, but look, you're not concerned at all about the holding penalties. I swear, maybe I've seen
No, personally, I'm not concerned about the penalties unless it's a valid question, Josh. I mean, it's certainly a valid question.
No, but I would look at it
when you talk about cracking down on penalties. Michael Nania put out a great article for JetX. Look, pre-snap penalties you want to cut down on because that's only setting yourself back, but avoiding penalties is an extremely overrated skill in the NFL. So these were the teams that these were the sixth best teams at the sixth best teams, at avoiding penalties over the past 3 seasons. The 2022 Falcons, they went 7-10, missed the playoffs. 2023 Raiders, they went 8-9, missed the playoffs. 2023 Bengals, 9-8, missed the playoffs. 2022 Los Angeles Rams, missed the playoffs. 2023 Los Angeles Chargers, missed the playoffs. 2022 Bears, missed the playoffs. That Bears team won 3 games. And then here are the teams with the 5 best records over the past 5 seasons and where they rank in penalties. This was an incredible article. Check it out from Michael Nania all the way over at jetsxfactor.com. Incredible work. Joined me yesterday on the Jake Asman show. The Chiefs, 66-18 over the past 5 years, 16th most in the league. Buffalo Bills, 61-22 over the past 5 years. They rank 7th in penalties. Baltimore Ravens, 54-30 over the past 5 years, rank 8th in penalties. Green Bay Packers, 54-30, ranked 26th in penalties. Philadelphia Eagles, 52-31-1, ranked 12th in penalties. So I do think it's an overrated issue.
Yeah, but we don't want to see Membu having penalties called on him. I mean, that's our rookie, that's our guy. So we gotta. I do understand what you're saying. Like, you can have a good team if the penalties aren't like an extreme-ish glaring issue, but they can't be nearly as bad as they were last year. They have to be kept under control because that can really get you out of a game getting behind the sticks, especially when you're the Jets and don't have a high power offense. Getting behind the sticks will be detrimental to us.
Johnny Danks says, Connor, great filling in for Jake yesterday. Zach Wilson on an NFL team. Johnny, appreciate the kind words. As always, filling in for Jake a ton recently. Check me out over there. Should be having some more fill-in shows over the next month or so for on the Jake Asman show, so certainly check that out. Appreciate the support. As always, he's on the Dolphins, but not past Tuesday.
but
you don't think they're going to release? Do you think they're going to release him over Quinn Ewers?
Of course, Quinn Ewers. They signed as did they draft Quinn Ewers? They drafted Ewers.
Yeah, they took him.
Quinn Ewers has been looking awful in the preseason, like absolutely awful.
Yeah.
So,
Gator McCluskey says Nania has great Jets takes, horrible art takes. Look, I agree, and Gator, I actually did speak with him following the program, and I confirmed it was not against the creation. He thought it was a fair representation of his appearance. He's just a huge anti-AI guy. So he was more, and I have the picture handy to pull it up right here. This is the picture.
I don't blame.
It was more so against the fact that it was made with AI, lesser so than you and the image being a fair representation of what he looks like. Thoughts there?
I mean, AI is going to take over the future, so
we can't have no clankers taking over our future. So we really gotta go out there.
Chris!
my God.
Listen, I'm proudly.
We do not need to join.
Yeah, come on.
John says, "What's up with the German kid that we brought on the practice squad? Linder Weigan, you're talking about big offensive lineman. I think 38 bench press reps is what he had at his pro day, tied with Aaron Donald. So big, bulky kid. He's going to stay on the team. He's a international pathway program player, so you can keep on the practice squad without counting him against the actual 16 practice squad spots. If you have an international pathway program player, there is an open practice squad spot. So I expect he'll stick around. PBM says, you kids old enough to see the Terminator, Skynet.
Terminator is the definition of a clanker.
Alright, bro.
Not even
Jack, explain what you've been doing with your time over the past week.
Yeah, Jack, this is a masterpiece.
Wait, with what? My Minky?
Look,
The
cinema.
Explain
The
it.
cinema. Oh, okay. So it's a piece of cinema. I think I said this on last week's show. Actually, it's a piece of cinema.
Oh, you were there?
Being released. Yes, I was.
Okay.
That's being released tonight. It's a piece of cinema that's being released tonight to Chris.
How is it cinema if it's a book? I don't think books
Jack,
are
did you?
cinema.
I've been meaning to ask you. Did you have any? Jack, did you have any? Like, you're in high school, right? I'm going into my first year of high school. You did you have any summer reading work that you had to do or
No.
Me neither.
It's not required past middle school.
Josh, what about you?
Yes, I had 2 books as well as the Constitution of the United States
dang,
to
you had
deal
to
with.
cook.
So we got one book through. We are 3
second
chapters into book number 2, which my parents have urged me to get a ride on. And Connor, I was in the car with you when you broke it down to your parents how you were gonna approach your summer reading, and it didn't involve a lot of reading with your 2 eyes, Connor, did it?
Sure it did. Actually, the first book did not whatsoever. That's just book
Your good old
ChatGPT
friend
screenshot
Chat.
page, write it down. I finished that book, thank God. Now I'm on a book, and I am not doing that whatsoever because I'm actually enjoying it. I read 50 pages today. I have about 200 to go. I'm planning on reading 50 pages a day. I'm going to wake up extra early to do it. It is the Out of the Darkness book, written by the great Ian O'Connor, a biography about Aaron Rodgers and his whole life, featuring an interview with him, his family. And it's intriguing thus far. I will say this, a lot of Rodgers' core principles, just being 50 pages in, stem from his family. His dad,
And
Ed.
Bad guy.
Oh well, he's a weirdo. I mean, I have no problem
He's
saying.
weird. Like, what's the problem with that? Like, I'd rather be weird than like normal and like dull.
I mean,
Quote him.
the problem with him is like he just brings too much attention, and the problem with him and what I said all of last year on this show was the things that are an issue when you're winning. For example, like when you're winning, you could be going on the Pat McAfee show, you could be doing things to that elk in it, and it won't be an issue as long as you're winning football games. That's the bottom line. You win football games, sure, you could go on the Pat McAfee show, you could draw all the attention in the world you want to yourself about this, about that, etc. But when you start losing football games, when it starts becoming an issue in your locker room and it starts affecting your team, and those things that were not issues when you were winning become issues when you're losing. So that is the biggest thing for me with Aaron Rodgers. And that is why I think last year ultimately went up in flames, and it was the right decision to move on from him. PBM wants to know what clanker means.
Jack, will you do the honors or
The
should I?
middle.
Let's just say it's something about a robot.
It is a mean thing to say directed towards robots and AI.
Gator McCluskey says, okay, for the next piece of artwork, I'll hand draw his face. Gap in the teeth. Might be tough to get perfect, but I'll try not to let him down on my way to CVS to get crayons. Gator, if you were actually planning on making this said creation, text it to me when you were done. And I'm sure I can text it to Michael, but I'm sure it would be much more heartfelt. Next time I'll make you a deal. Next time I fill in for Jake, I'll make sure Michael Nani is around. And when this sculpture, this piece of artwork, this illustrious creation is ready, I will make sure I have Michael Nania on. and we will get pretty much an immediate reaction.
Love it.
Immediate reaction. PBM says I'm 34 and I feel 67 talking to you kids.
We can't be laughing, boys.
Jack.
What?
You like all those memes. Let's get a 6-7 from you.
Yeah, wait, Jack,
No,
6-7
no.
or 4-1? What's better? Because I've been seeing the
4-1.
debate.
4-1.
From oh my god,
asinine take. That is an asinine take, by the way.
that's
No,
from that guy Hoopify, right? I see him. That guy Hoopify. I mean, good for him. He works hard. He gets all those.
Steelers can't flew him out. He went to the Steelers. Soon. Do you guys follow the account Rogers Realm when he was like when all the hype?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, like he wants to go to the
Oh,
Steelers camp, and the other guy got flown out. Hoopify got flown out to the Steelers camp, and not him. That's an interesting storyline there.
Hoopify's with Barstool though, so that's the intriguing part.
John Gruden and the Massholes site.
Oh yeah, baby.
One bite, you know the rules.
Yeah.
One bite, and I'm gonna disrespect Staten Island pizza. That's
Deal.
That's what that should be.
Yeah. Gator deal. All right. Just text me when this is done. Text me when this is done, Gator. And we will get this showed and established by the man himself.
I wish I had as much time on my hands as Gator does to make all these crazy, incredible creations.
He's a hard worker. I wouldn't be taking any shots at Gator whatsoever.
That is not a shot.
He
at all.
has.
That is not.
He actually. Gator.
The things that Gator have done with all the intros and calling in as Neil and all this stuff in the Jake Gasman show, it's incredible.
Have you seen his docu series?
Carrie's
One of the
wife.
best variations out there on YouTube.
The
I've been
docu-series,
loving it.
I'm following that.
I can say unlike most Asmaniacs, Gator does have a full-time job.
That's a direct shot at
Just say the
Gorman.
J word.
That is a direct shot at all the Asmaniacs.
I'm Geeky. What? Is that a spot name with the big black whips with the yof?
Jack,
Okay,
remember when Jack, again, you don't need to comment every time I play it. Like, I could just play it and there doesn't need to be a comment about the video because you've repeated it multiple times now.
Well,
But I remember when you can comment after I ask this question. I remember when you, Chris, and I first met, you told us that you had a job. So I would like to ask you, what happened to that job?
Look. I said I had it because I was certain I was gonna get it. Right? I was like, because I know the owner of the sports bar really well. So, I didn't know you had to be 16 or older to get it. So I mean, I turned 16 on September 15th. So I'm gonna get it that week. So I'll have a job within 3 weeks. Don't worry. When I turn 16.
I think
All
that
right.
you have a
Gator says
job
show
or
of
the Jets
hands.
get a win first.
Gator says, show of hands. Jets miss the playoffs. Steelers make it to the Super Bowl versus Dallas. Who roots for Rodgers?
Show
Never.
of hands for the
Rodgers
Jets. The
did nothing
playoffs.
wrong.
Or
We just
the,
did him dirty. There's no reason for us to be mad at him.
Oh, I'd be mad at him absolutely. Like, he brought so much attention to this fan base, so much unwanted attention. At the end of the day, he didn't win football games. He did more bad than good to this organization. I don't want to root for someone like that.
I mean, it's not his
Steelers in
fault
the
for what
top.
happened to the organization. It's the coaching.
Hall of Famer deserves to go out with a ring, in my
100%.
opinion.
I don't care if he's a Hall of Famer. I evaluate someone what they've done to my organization, and he brought nothing but
He
frustration.
did nothing but positive vibes and hype to our organization. So
I'm not even gonna touch on that.
Oh,
That
well,
might
hold
be-
on. On second
get him off
thought, though,
the panel for that.
him
That's
winning a Super Bowl with the
ridiculous.
Steelers,
that's
him winning the Super Bowl with the Steelers is the most Jets thing ever. Like, let's
Yeah.
say
Never-
I just won the Super Bowl. With
He's
the
gonna get. It's
Steelers.
gonna be hilarious. He's gonna get. I have no idea what happened there. He's gonna get Mike Tomlin fired, and it is gonna be the funniest thing in the world.
I
Nothing
have
like it.
to see that, brother. I'd have to. I don't think this.
You don't think he's gonna get Mike Tomlin fired?
No, I mean, I
That's
could.
real.
So when I was doing my NFL league-wide predictions, I do this for fun with another friend I have every year. So the Steelers, I mean, it can go either way. They can be the same old 9-8 Steelers, or they could be like a crazy like Super Bowl contending team.
Or they could just be a 3-win team, Chris. How
Let's
about
just
that?
not even entertain that. Gator says some people collect stamps with their free time. Others might watch Netflix, play video games. I pretty much make fart videos for Jake.
That is a well way to spend the time, brother. It brings so much entertainment to all of us.
So, Jack, you did send me a text earlier that was accidentally shown unintentionally earlier in today's program.
Can we not?
Can we? I'm not going to pull it back up because I don't want to risk demonetization. But can we explain the thought process behind that?
No, I'm not going to. I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. Okay, I can't plead the fifth. I'm not in the United States, so I
Oh yeah, you're an Italian.
So I am currently unable to. Gator says Connor has RDS. That's what Chris says to me, and then I say to Chris, I say, name me one thing I've said about Aaron Rodgers that is factually incorrect.
Like, bro,
What does RDS mean?
Okay, so Rodgers derangement syndrome. So what have I said about Aaron Rodgers that is
so
factually
Rodgers derangement syndrome?
incorrect?
Let me explain to you what it means. That you do not know how to process the how high the excitement was and how low he finished, so you just take it all out on Rodgers. Even though
Wake me up on this stuff.
he was hurt, it's not his fault. The coaching sucked. There's so many things to say.
Not his fault. Not his fault. The quarterback of a football team, most important position in all sports,
He was
had
hurt.
nothing to do with winning 5 games.
The Jets did him no favor. So I mean, there's no reason to be talking about this anymore. But I wanted to touch on what RDS really means.
Connor, I have a question.
What's up?
Do you have your final whistle template or?
No, that was last night. Jack missed that.
But we're not going over that again.
No, that was last night was supposed to be 4, and then I was like, you know what? All 4 of us are around tonight, so we'll just make it. That's a once a week thing, because we're doing all in one. We're doing it all in one round. No need to apologize there, but frankly, that has nothing to do with this comment that Gator is throwing out right now. People say and PBM agrees. I have no problem with you guys thinking that whatsoever. It's just, again, name one thing I've said about Rodgers that is factually incorrect. I say that to Chris all the time. Chris struggles.
He was a bottom 10 quarterback, man. Like those teams with bottom 10 quarterbacks, I guarantee would swap out Rodgers for their respective guy.
Name me the team. Name me a quarterback.
So who are the teams with bottom 10 quarterbacks last season?
I don't know.
Giants.
You seem to have a pretty good understanding.
The Titans.
The Titans would take Rodgers last season. Take those stats out of a quarterback.
Well, that doesn't mean he's still not a bottom 10 quarterback. That's like saying would the Titans prefer to have would the Titans prefer to have Mason Rudolph or Trevor Lawrence? Obviously, they're going to say Trevor Lawrence.
Josh Allen. I don't care about the rushing. Rodgers has never been a run-first quarterback.
Correct, but that's the point. The game has developed, and the game has passed him by.
Goff is a notable pocket passer who was in contention to win the Super Bowl and will be again.
Correct. He had weapons, and how many playoff games did he win? Just
yeah. Do you remember how banged up that Lions defense was? Don't give me that immobile.
No. How many
playoffs?
All 4 teams that were competing to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl this year, franchise guys, young and can run. That's all I'm going to say. Been the case.
So Mahomes can run, but he's not like a run first guy. Like Mahomes,
you don't have to be run first. You need to be able to run. Aaron Rodgers. I saw a report from a Steelers reporter saying that it looks like he needs a wheelchair. This guy is a complete statue. This guy, I'm not even joking. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets' defensive line is on and firing on all cylinders. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out of the game before the game ends. He has not played in one preseason game. It is his first time in a new offensive system. This defensive line has talent, especially when you talk about pass rush. If they're able to blitz, if they're able to bear down on Rodgers, he's going to get hit so much. He's so old. He's a complete statue. Hasn't played in the preseason. He's gonna have to come out.
Another 4-play incident. Could another 4-play incident happen?
I would never wish that upon Rodgers if another 4-play.
Oh, I'm not wishing any injury whatsoever.
I'm not taking a shot at you. I mean, I would not do subtle shots like that. But now I'm just saying, like, in general, I would not hope for that to happen to Rodgers.
Gator says it's not about your facts. It's about the fact that you can't appreciate what he tried to do, that he wanted to be a Jet, that he was dealt a bad hand with the injury and then came back to garbage. Where else was he going to go?
I agree with the premises of our argument here, but that's not really like that's touching into the emotional aspect of it. But like Rodgers was not a horrible passing like quarterback last year at all. So,
yes, he was.
That is correct. And the fact that also the fact that he's like you're saying that he's not a good wasn't good is also
Chris.
not.
Chris, would you rather right now? Because you talked about how much you want to reminisce on Rodgers. Would you rather have Fields today? This is the only question that matters.
I'd rather have Justin Fields. And this is
This
why.
is-
Cool. So
Chris,
why are you
this is-
complaining about not having Aaron Rodgers? Simple as that.
There was no
Simple
guarantee
as-
we were going to get
simple
Justin
as-
Fields. There was never a guarantee.
simple as
Chris, this is interesting. You wanted Tyler Warren. The Jets take Armand Membu. Now you say Armand Membu's the right pick. You wanted Mike Vrabel. The Jets hire Aaron Glenn. You say Aaron Glenn's the right pick. You wanted Aaron Rodgers to return, and now Justin Fields the right quarterback. I don't get
There we
it.
go.
I don't get it.
So it all comes into shape, right? So
Because
so
Aaron
on the
Glenn said it was
Aaron
right.
Glenn stuff, the way he's gone about it and the way he is a Jet at heart, like it makes you feel
How Bill Parcells was a Patriot. He was the greatest head coach in Jets history. Curtis Martin, the best running back in Jets history, was a Patriot. It doesn't matter. Exactly. That's the point.
You're not telling me that you think we all like how Aaron Glenn has been so far. Like, are you going to tell me otherwise?
I'm not. I still would have preferred Mike Vrabel.
What about Josh McCown, Connor?
Yeah. Oh God. I mean,
I'm more than
Vrabel
happy
made-
to defend Josh.
it-
I'm more than happy
Vrabel,
to
I'd be
defend.
100% fine with. Like the night that Vrabel got signed to the Patriots, I think it was right after our Week 18 game. By the way, the Patriots picked him up and got him. It was
It was like January 12th. Yeah.
Dude, that might have been one of the worst like Jet fandom nights of my life. I was in like
Oh
such
my god! It was such a standard Jet moment. He literally used the Jets to get the job. It was so funny.
Sounds like Bill Belichick.
Why do I want that guy? So, anyway, and then with the Justin Fields stuff, with Rodgers, there was no guarantee we're going to get Justin Fields. Although I would be fine with heading into the season with Rodgers. I think it's nice for a reset of the organization to get Justin Fields and have it be like a kind of there's no pressure, no implications on this year. It's just Justin Fields, seeing what you have with him, and if not, you take your guy, trade up for him, do what you must to get your top 5 and your franchise quarterback next year. I know. Connor, franchise quarterbacks do not grow on trees, but we've seen it happen with the Commanders. It happens with the Texans making the playoffs. So, I mean, they obviously have their respective things that they need to go about, but I'm fine taking a shot on anybody next season. It could be Nussmeier, it could be Sellers, it could be any of them. I want to just take a quarterback, trade up, get one top 5 next year. Fields, if there's any doubt about Fields.
Nico, Chris.
Dude, if Nico's there, he shows improvement. I'm gonna be taking. I'll watch and I'll take notes on every one of these college quarterbacks. I'm so serious about how I this quarterback class in college football, especially Nico.
I'm not saying I'm never saying I want the Jets to trade up to the top 5 pick to take a quarterback when I haven't watched any quarterback in depth.
It's the idea. It's not even just.
We already did this today, boys.
It's not just the specifics of it. It's just that like the idea of taking a quarterback top 5 and like what you can develop them into, what they can be in the league.
So the Jets should have taken Shedeur Sanders last year, is what you're saying.
No, I know we were in no position to do that last year. And if Justin Fields does not work out, we will be in a position to. I know you wanted him to take Shedeur Sanders because you were hinting at it. We were at the draft party together. You're like, "Yo, what if they take Sanders?" We were there.
I already UDFA.
That is like crazy. I'm so glad we don't have Sanders, Shiloh. They're both. I'm not gonna say a joke, but they're both out there, bro. Especially Shiloh for what he did just recently.
Shiloh already got released. Or wait.
Yeah, I know.
What did they do? What did he do?
Punched
Like,
the
he
guy.
got into a
He
got
got out of the game.
He got
he
released
punched some
today.
guy.
Oh, take him. I like him. He plays with some heart.
Oh my God, Aaron
Give me
Glenn.
him.
Aaron Glenn is gonna cook
Aaron
his
Glenn loves the discipline.
Aaron Glenn would slap him if he just signed him.
Yeah, Glenn Aaron would.
Perfect. Give me that. I want that guy. Give me Shiloh Sanders.
What is your love to Shedeur and his children? I mean, what's his name?
Shedeur and his children, yeah.
Dion and his children.
Obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic here when I speak.
That wasn't in a sarcastic tone, so I misread that one. I guess. My bad.
Yes, exactly. So
You and only you, Chris.
thank you
John,
all for
you were in that
joining
same
us.
boat. I saw you. I can't point at you for some reason. I need Gary to help me. But,
Obviously, I knew
but
he
you were in
was
that same boat.
joking. The guy just got cut because he assaulted somebody, bro.
Nah. Don't put me into this. Your face was.
Oh my God.
Thank you all for joining us right here on Next Gen Jets. I'm your host, Connor Long. Those are my co-hosts, Jack Cotter, Chris Grasso, Josh Woolever. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to smash the like button. Continue to hit and subscribe. A historic show. 2,000 subs, baby. 2,000 to the moon. 3,000 by the end of the season. Let's do it. We're already at 2,003. So come on. 997 more.
Bro.
What really is that? What really is that at the end of the day? Just get there.
Man?
We already have over double those subs right now. Just get us there. Get us there. Jack, any final thoughts?
Go Jets. This preseason was interesting. Let's just hope Fields can lead the Jets to 8-9. And
No,
let's
not
hope this
8-9. We're not
defensive
selling for
line-
8-9. Winning season.
We're not getting past 8 wins, Chris.
Chris, we got to get Antoine back on the show. I will text Antoine
No.
following
Yeah,
this.
oh.
Because he has the Jets winning 5 games. I think it is 5 or 6. I don't want to misquote him. It's 5 or 6.
I'd love to talk to him about that. Really, I
all right, perfect. So we'll get him on the Saturday show. Perfect.
Someone just walked in.
Oh,
I'm not doing the voice right now.
Why? Don't be shy.
Oh, the cats are here.
What's happening?
Like that. What the?
Jack, can we hear the voice, or I'm just gonna play the clip so everyone can.
Just play the clip, bro.
You want me to? It's all right. You want me to play, or you don't want me to play? What shall we do here?
Just play it.
You want me to play it? You
I don't care.
I'm Binky. What? Is it a spot name with the big black lips with the yof?
Again, I'm not ashamed of that. Like I don't care.
I know.
We're
you've
still
made
waiting
that
for a
clear, Jack.
translation.
Oh, you want the translation? Wait, play it again,
Yeah.
Connor. I just want to hear it so I can process what I said.
I'm Binky. What? Is it a spot name with the big black lips with the yof?
That's not dialect.
That is my cat. That's my cat Rudy. I call her Squunky, Minky. I call her all those things. She was laying on my chair, right? There was a light above there. It was shining down on her. I said with the big black lips because she has like really big black lips. I'll send you guys pictures tonight.
Hey, hey now.
And so I forget what I said at the end, but I think I said something around the I don't know. But I was saying because like she looks like a supermodel, so I guess I was saying how pretty she was.
Not like it's Tyler Shuck out here. Jesus.
Chris,
I
any
love
final
my babies.
thoughts?
For my babies and my
Chris,
dogs.
any
No, I mean, great show once again, boys. Really, truly excited for this Jets season. I'm excited for all the post game shows. It's gonna be fun for sure.
Josh.
I don't know who loves his animals more, Jack or Beast when Bobby Beasley threatens to kill his guinea pig. But
Yeah.
both get
I would
emotional.
take a bullet.
Both get emotional. I'll leave it at that.
Hold on, Josh. You take a bullet for your cats.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank
another
you so
question.
much. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. Continue to smash the like button. Continue to subscribe. Again, we'll get a live subscriber count. We're 997 subs away. Just 997. No big deal. Just get us there end of the year. You got it completely free. 997 people, I assume, will stumble upon this content at least over the next 2 days. So just hit subscribe. Boom. It's not that hard. It's free. Do it. Continue to go to the platform. We love you all. Shout out to all you great Jet fans out there. Thank you so much for the support as always. And as always, JTS, baby. Jets.
Jets.
I'm your host, Connor Long, right here on Next Gen Jets, saying have a great night, everyone. And as always, we'll do it one more time. JTS, baby.
Jets. Patriots. Jets.
Peace out, folks. Gator McCluskey, Michael, who is known for creating all those videos, has just texted me what appears to be an AI-generated picture of you. Any thoughts on this creation from Gator McCluskey?
I think that's an absolute abomination. That's my thoughts. I think it's detestable.
Gator McCluskey is pleased with his discovery there. He thinks he nailed it.